Good evening. Not with that. Just check out the recording. Yes, there it is. Croiso, welcome back to the channel. Back happy Easter, and here we are once again. We're looking at raid tournaments. I normally do videos on 3-star raid tournaments because they are my favourite, because that's the level as a free player it's easiest to compete. Battle Day 1, charge attack, charge speed for all heroes is center fast. So suddenly healers, who I don't necessarily advocate particularly on 3-star raid tournaments, become very valuable. So Dougal's obviously made it into my team. Lottie there, Lottie, who has average charge speed, suddenly becomes really good because they can knock down the defense of everybody else. Tannenbaum is my tank, again average speed, but armor added for element. I can't talk today. Armor added to all allies, and then links damage, which tends to keep people alive. The combination of him and Dougal should hopefully work quite well. Soraya, basically she's in there because there's no purples, but again the plus side is that there is no her mana speed will be set to fast anyway. Deals 255 damage to enemies, critical chance, which is always good, and then that links into the critical chance on Victoria, who, as anybody who's ever watched any of my videos before will know, is my favourite. So fingers crossed that'll be working out okay. Before I go any further, please let me just say, please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. It's always good to have comment and subscribers. I do try and reply to comments. I'm a tiny bit behind. I caught up a little bit yesterday, but I know I have more to do. Anyway, so without further ado, let's have a look at my defence. Defence is holding grade A, 3 wins, 2 losses. Okay, that's 3 out of 5, it's pretty good. Let's hope we can carry on that way. Let's go to battle and here we go. Now, in my opinion, 060 has chosen the wrong tank. You should not choose a blue tank. You should choose a yellow tank, because obviously purple are unavailable, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Oh, there we are. And that's why that was the wrong choice of tank, because I just went, pew, and he was dead. Dead. Now, Lottie is a good hero there, possibly going to make things tricky for me, because obviously you've got the about to go off, can't stop that. My Victoria now going off and doing what she can. Oh, there we are. Ton of damage there, bomb, and boom, and not enough to finish off. Oh, that's what I say, not enough, nope. Still not enough to finish off Catalina, but I cannot see how Catalina is going to defeat my whole team, especially as I suspect this move should fully charge all my Victorias, because it's a fast mana tournament, and boom, 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 the world is won. Hooray! There we go. So, moving on. Okay, this team gone for the right target. This is where my comments are horrendous. So somebody told me, was it Famke, that there is a debuffer. Yes, Famke. So I'm going to use Famke here. I'm going to just boost her up, because a debuffer is going to be quite useful potentially when I'm dealing with Tannenbaum. Couldn't think of his name for a second there. So obviously Tannenbaum links everybody together, so I'm going to want something that removes that link. So I'm just boosting up here my Famke. Gonna run out of food before I run out. Yeah, still going. There we are. And there we go. Largely boosted. She's going to be quite useful. Didn't realise Famke was a debuffer, and somebody just pointed out to me and I was like, there we are. Other than that, I'm going to stick with the team I have. Obviously, as I have repeatedly stated, I'm a big fan of Victoria, and this guy does have 2 blues. So there we go. Tiles are flying. Now, because it's a fast mana tournament, obviously it's very hard to stop a hero like Tannenbaum from going off. But hopefully here, boom, it will. Yeah, it's removed his special skill, which means. Oh, I was hoping that would kill him, but this should kill him. No, maybe. Ooh, she's well, phew. I didn't think he was going to die for a second. I was like, what? Why you no die? And there we are. So that's it. Looking pretty promising now. 2 blues. I've picked off the main threats in this. This fella, Magnus. Magnus will die with this move. Boom. Bye Magnus. And just leaves. Now I cannot remember this guy's name. I want to say Edge. Crash. Sorry, Crash. I was going to say Edge. I'm sure there is a hero called Edge, but it's not him. He will now be fairly easy pickings. Boom. Down he goes. Rah. That's 3 wins in a row, so wins looking good. I must admit, as I say, I forgot to. Did I mention? Don't think I did mention. I forgot to record the first one. Removes buffs. Oh, Comic does removing buffs as well. There we are. Yeah, I think I'm just going to roll with what I got. Let's see how we go. With a buff remover, it's potentially not worth rushing to take a hero like Tannenbaum, because obviously he's very, very buff dependent. Still not a great board. Pew, 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 pew. I'm told, I'm still amazed that I found out that CMYK is, and I should have known it really, is all the colours of the visual spectrum. Cyan, magenta, yellow, red, green. Yeah. So the visual spectrum obviously different to the sort of standard like painting spectrum, which is what I tend to work with. And I do a bit of painting in my spare time. But there we are. It's neither here nor there. Let's blow this and just hope that things come together. Kind of need a few green tiles to land. Bit of a lack of green tiles landing now, but fingers crossed, as long as not. Oh, I know these dead slaps are good. Should be enough. I'm not. There we go, and finish him off here. Boom! Ah! Zombie's gone. The zombie, I can't remember his name. He looks a lot like my ex-wife, though, so let's just leave it there. And the last one. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go for the same thing against Venom. Right choice of colour for the tank. CMYK. Yeah, seems to have did a reasonable job as tank on the last one, so cannot criticise the tank. Well, I could, but not much to be said for criticising because I think they made the right choice. The debuffing thing is obviously always good. Let's do it like this. I don't know if this is going to trigger. Yeah, there we are. It triggers the purple combo as well. That's what I was hoping for. Clear off a load of tiles. Still struggling a bit in terms of getting. Yeah, don't like being hit by the tank twice. That's never a good sign in a raid. And how did the tiles not hit CMYK? I'm sorry, I'm confused now. There's no. Oh, they've got an inaccuracy thing. I was just looking at it thinking, what's going on? So yeah, inaccuracy can be really annoying. And I suspect it's just a gut feeling. Well, no longer such a gut feeling because I'm clearly getting pounded. When tiles miss at an extraordinarily high rate, that's generally a sign that you are going to lose the raid. The game has decided you ain't going to win. And thus it goes. It's very hard. If the game does decide you're going to die, you're going to fail, I suspect personally that there is no sort of coming back from that. Certainly I cannot see me coming back here now. I'm going to do this move and just see what happens. Not a lot. I think CMYK is going to fish me off, but let's just try this and see where we go. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, no, we're dead. Let's be honest. Pew. My only hope is that my Vittoria revives, and obviously my Vittoria only ever revives once. When I'm attacking a Vittoria, they revive up to 25,000 times. Sorry, sarcasm sneaking in there. There we are. So that was frustrating. That was frustrating. Generally you get a feeling like the board wasn't amazing, but not only was the board not amazing, the tiles that I was sending up were not hitting, which makes me think that there I don't know. It's hard not to feel like things are slightly rigged against you. when you have that kind of luck. There we are, Path of Valor all collected, everything else sorted. It just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching as ever. Diolch yn fawr. Take care of yourselves, look after each other. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And it just remains for me to say, Hovar, goodbye, and may death come swiftly to your enemies.